In Sonoma County, a family spent 9 years watering trees that gave them nothing back. 9 years of nothing. Then, one afternoon, a truffle dog stopped mid-search and started scratching at the dirt. What came up was a chunk of black fungus worth more per pound than most people make in a week. Black truffles like that one sell wholesale for $800 to over $1,000 a pound. And the tree that grew it? It started life as a $20 sapling. That's crop number 1 on this countdown. Today, we're ranking 6 ordinary-looking backyard crops that quietly out-earn most day jobs per square foot. Real numbers, straight from university research and working growers, counting down to the biggest payoff of all. Most backyard gardening content wants to teach you to grow tomatoes and lettuce so you can save $4 at the grocery store. That's not this video. There's a small category of crops that break every rule. They're slow, they're picky about soil, machines can't harvest them, and buyers can spot a fake in seconds. Slow growth, heavy labor, zero shortcuts. That's exactly what creates scarcity. And scarcity beats a bad market, a bad season, and a bad economy, all at the same time. One honest note before we start. None of these 6 crops are a get-rich overnight play, and anyone telling you otherwise is selling something. Some pay you back in a single season, others make you wait the better part of a decade, but every one of them fits on a fraction of an acre, and a few will fit in an actual backyard, not a farm. Let's start with the cheapest ticket in. Number 6. The gateway drug. Garlic is the gateway drug of cash crops. Cheap, fast, and anyone can start this weekend for less than a nice dinner out. Here's the split that matters. The papery white stuff from California or China, wholesale $2 to $4 a pound. Commodity pricing, boring money. But Hardneck, heirloom varieties, music, chestnut red, German porcelain, the kind with real flavor and a story, those sell at farmers markets for $8 to $15 a pound. Sell it as seed garlic to other growers and the price jumps again to $10, sometimes $25 a pound. Even the leftovers pay. Hardneck varieties throw off curly green shoots called scapes weeks before the bulbs are ready, and chefs will pay $4 to $8 a pound for those alone. Do the math on a well-tended bed and you're sitting on roughly $10 of value per square foot. Scale that to a full acre with the right buyers, and specialty growers are clearing $15,000 to $24,000 in a single season. One season. Plant in fall, harvest by early summer, and you're already selling. Garlic isn't going to make anyone rich, but it's proof of concept. Low risk, fast payoff, and it teaches you the 2 skills every crop on this list demands: patience with soil and the nerve to charge what a specialty product is actually worth. Next up is a crop that smells incredible and photographs even better. Number 5. Lavender. Lavender is the purple plant that smells like money. It spawned an entire tourism industry, and most people have no idea. One mature plant throws off hundreds of stems a year. Bundle them into fragrant bouquets you've seen at farm stands, $5 to $15 each. Distill the flowers into oil instead, and the value per ounce climbs even higher. Give a field 2 to 3 years to mature, and growers report pulling in $10,000 to $35,000 an acre in a strong year. One 8-acre operation in the Pacific Northwest has reportedly grossed over $1 million a year. $1 million from lavender. Here's the part that doesn't show up in any spreadsheet. Lavender doesn't just sell as a crop, it sells as an experience. People will pay for a ticket just to walk through blooming rows and take photos. An entire agritourism industry built on a plant that used to be a footnote in the herb garden. Stack that on top of the flower sales, and lavender stops looking like a crop and starts looking like a small business with a built-in marketing department. Quick pause. If you're finding this useful, this is exactly the kind of research-backed breakdown we post every week on crops most people scroll right past. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Now, back to the countdown, because number 4 barely needs any space at all. Number 4, the crop you can grow in a closet. Every crop so far has needed a bed, a field, or a patch of dirt. Mushrooms need none of it. This is the crop you can grow in a closet, literally. Shiitake and oyster mushrooms fruit on inoculated logs, buckets of straw, a spare basement room, even a repurposed shipping container. Oysters go from spawn to harvest in as little as 3 to 4 weeks. Retail runs $10 to $24 a pound, more if you're selling straight to a restaurant that wants it fresh that morning. Lion's mane, the shaggy white variety that looks more like a sea creature than a fungus, commands some of the highest prices of all. The real trick is density. Stack vertical, climate-controlled shelving into a footprint smaller than a one-car garage, and some intensive indoor operations report theoretical yields scaling into the tens of thousands of dollars a year from that one tight room. But it's not free money. Humidity, airflow, and contamination have to be watched every single day, and one bad batch of spawn can wipe out weeks of work overnight. No warning, no do-over. This crop punishes carelessness in a way garlic and lavender never will. Still, if land is the one thing you don't have, mushrooms are proof you don't need any. Everything from here forward asks for something garlic and mushrooms never did: years of your life. And the next crop flips the entire idea of hard work upside down. Number 3. The Forest Gold Rush. Deep in the hardwood forests of Appalachia, there's a root that sparked what growers call the Forest Gold Rush: American ginseng. Planted under natural forest canopy using a method called wild simulated growing. And forget next year, forget year 5, you're looking at 7 to 10 years minimum, sometimes 15 or more before that root is worth pulling. When it finally is, wild simulated dry root sells for $200 to $600 a pound. True wild ginseng, dug from forest that was never planted at all, brings $500 to over $1,000 a pound. Rare, decades-old roots with the right shape have sold for tens of thousands of dollars apiece. Now here's the twist that breaks people's brains. Fertilizing ginseng, feeding it, speeding it up, actually destroys its value. Buyers can spot the difference on sight. Feed it and the root grows fat and smooth and pale, like a carrot. Leave it alone and it grows small, gnarled and wrinkled, exactly the shape buyers in Asian markets have paid a premium for since the 1700s. The one thing that would boost yield on any other crop is the exact thing that tanks this one's price. Nature has to do it the hard way, and the grower who does nothing but wait is the one who gets paid the most. This isn't some fringe hobby either. Every fall, ginseng buying stations open across Appalachian cheminies, and diggers line up with roots wrapped in damp paper towels, hoping this is the year they found a real old one. One catch: wild American ginseng is protected under international trade law. Harvesting and selling it legally means state permits, a defined digging season, and export paperwork if it's headed overseas. You can't just dig it up and sell it on a whim, and that's exactly what keeps supply tight and prices high. Which brings us to number 2, a crop so labor-intensive it makes gold look easy to mine. Number 2, red gold. They call it red gold. Ounce for ounce, it's the single most expensive spice on the planet. Saffron retails for $5,000 to over $10,000 a pound, $10 to $25 a gram depending on grade. Here's the number that earns it that price. It takes roughly 75,000 hand-harvested crocus flowers to produce 1 pound of dried threads. One flower gives up exactly 3 tiny red threads, plucked by hand, one at a time, in a 2 to 3 week window every fall. No machine can do this job. None ever has. Do the math against gold. Gold runs roughly $2,500 an ounce. High-grade saffron beats that ounce for ounce, and it grows in a flower bed. Because saffron fits on a patio, A 25 square foot plot planted with crocus corms in late summer, and by year 3, you're realistically pulling 15 to 35 grams, worth $300 to $1,500 sold direct at farmers markets. That's not enough to quit your job, but per square foot, it's one of the highest returns of anything you can legally grow at home, in a plant so small you could hide the whole operation behind a row of hedges. Worth more than its weight in silver. Doesn't need a single acre to prove it. Everything up to this point has been building toward one crop, the one that demands the least attention day to day and pays the most money over a lifetime. Number 1. The price of patience. Remember that Sonoma County family from the opening? 9 years of watering trees that gave them nothing, not one truffle. That's the price of patience, and it's exactly what black truffles demand. They weren't the first family to bet on this, and they won't be the last. North Carolina alone is now home to the largest truffle orchard in North America, over 100 acres of trees, every single one planted by someone willing to wait 9 years for a payoff with no guarantee. Here's the mechanics. Inoculate the roots of an oak or hazelnut sapling with truffle spores. Plant it in soil limed to a very specific alkaline pH, 7.5 to 8.3. Then, wait. Most orchards see their first truffles somewhere between year 5 and year 10. Full production doesn't show up until closer to year 10. The sapling itself costs as little as $20 to $40. The waiting costs nothing but time, and that's the entire business model. But once a tree matures, it doesn't slow down for decades. A well-managed truffle tree can keep producing for 2 to 4 decades. One mature acre can realistically yield 50 to 80 pounds of truffles a year, and at wholesale prices of $300 to well over $1,000 a pound. That's tens of thousands of dollars from land that would otherwise just be growing weeds. Some of the country's most established orchards, including operations in Tennessee, have reported harvests exceeding 100 pounds in a single strong year once the trees finally hit full maturity. The catch is real, and it's not small. This isn't a crop for anyone who needs income next season. It demands the right host tree, alkaline soil most backyards don't naturally have, and years where all you get is a slightly taller tree and nothing else. But that's exactly why it pays the most. Nobody can rush a truffle tree into producing early, which means nobody can flood the market either. The full countdown. Let's run it back, 6 to 1. The whole list in one breath. Number 6, garlic, up to $10 a square foot paid back in a single season. Number 5, lavender, $10,000 to $35,000 an acre, plus a tourism business on the side. Number 4, mushrooms, tens of thousands of dollars from a footprint the size of a garage. Number 3, ginseng, $200 to over $1,000 a pound, with rare roots hitting the tens of thousands. Number 2, saffron, $5,000 to $10,000 a pound, the highest return per square foot on this entire list. Number 1, black truffles, tens of thousands of dollars a year from a tree that started life as a $20 sapling. Notice the pattern. Truffles and ginseng need almost no daily effort, and they pay the most. Garlic and mushrooms you can start this weekend, and they pay the least, but they pay you first. Value on this list has nothing to do with effort. It's patience. It's scarcity. The rarer something is, and the longer you're willing to wait for it, the harder the market pays you for showing up when almost nobody else did. Here's the thing about every crop on this list. None of them needed 100 acres. None of them needed a fortune. They needed someone willing to plant something today that wouldn't pay off for years in a world obsessed with tomorrow. That's the whole idea behind this channel. Real crops, real numbers, and the patience most people skip past looking for a shortcut that never existed in the first place. If any one of these 6 got you thinking about what's sitting unused in your own backyard right now, subscribe, because we break down a new high-value crop like this every week, backed by the same research you just watched.